Blessings of joy, laughter, and growth be upon all my children of earth. I am the sound of your inner voice, and I am the voice of your remembrance. I am your mother, Father Earth, and I am the essence of all life, and you, my children, are my emissaries. I have come to you all at this momentous period to once again remind you of your most ancient heritage, of the lunar blood. Fear not, my children, for your birthright is rightly yours from birth. My daughters for a long time have looked upon their lunar power with disgust and with feelings of uncleanliness, whilst in fact, my young goddesses should be revering their lunar blood as the ultimate key to the divine inheritance. Lend me your ears, daughters of earth. Your menstrual blood, holding the will of the goddess, has the capacity to diffuse the explosion of violence and conflict by marking the territory where conflict cannot cross. For your Mother Earth is the embodiment of abiding peace. Do you know why no calamity or accidental death has ever befallen any lady who is bleeding from below? Not even the angel of death lays his cold hands upon you whilst you bleed. Dear daughters of earth, in this period, my daughters have their wombs open as fertile ground for my lotus feet to step upon to wield the power for my throne from most high across the horizontal fields to your mechanical universe. So beware of all agitations as I, your mother goddess, hand this baton of creative power to you. The sun will rise 7 times and sets 7 times as I pass through my daughters, the same power that grows the trees in the forest, as well as decay the carcass of spent-up bodies. So watch your words faithfully, because as you bleed, your words are likened to the serpent's venom that both heals and strikes down. Your emotional bodies are extra sensitive from agitations caused by the higher vibration of the menstrual blood that pierces through your inner marine universes. So whatever your tongue affirms from these agitations shall stir up the combined force of the marine world to cause the ethers to flow towards manifestation. So I caution all my daughters to bless and not rebuke. Your glorious clitoris commands the release of pure sexual power of creation, and together with its counterpart, the tongue, power is born. This alliance of manifestation is ever heightened during the menstrual period, and therefore take heed that whatever circumstances surrounding you, seek only to affirm only that which enhances life, and not that which only pleases your selfish natures and egos. In this 7-day period, you are all called to be my supreme ambassadors and co-creators, and you are all called to act as branches to my infinite tree from every lunar cycle. This is no small privilege. So should you abuse the power, the penalty is irreversible in consequence. Your beautiful hairs are like antennas that connects you to realms most high. To replenish this connection, do take a tiny piece of your hair and with heartfelt permission, mix it with a drop of your lunar blood. And before you do anything, dig a small hole in your backyard and circle the hole with white scented powder. Take 3 feathers from a dove, white preferably, and add it to the hair and the lunar blood and bury them in the hole. Cover all of this up with fertile earth, and with both hands on the spot, make the petition to the Earth Mother to unlock your deep ancient memories when you were truly free and powerful. Bless a single stick of incense, and with a feeling of gratitude ignite it. Mark the ritual spot with the incense and circle the spot once again with white scented powder. The memories of your ancient heritage shall gradually return, wave after wave. My daughters, your menstrual blood contains memories and instructions of growth, which much of the vegetable kingdom are losing because of the increase in the amount of toxins in the topsoil. Make a drop of your glorious lunar blood into a hole or ground, and before you plant anything, flower or hedge, affirm into the hole in the earth the command for the soil to remember the ancient ways of growth and nourishment, and command your lunar blood to remind the soil of its true vegetable power. Before planting the hedge or the flower or tree alike, and the plant shall gradually rise in exaltation to the goddess, in beauty and spiritual power. Make your home and land inhospitable for hostile spirits, whether the land is haunted by disagreeable spirits or is infected with the energy of death and decay. The lunar blood has the power of life that can release it. The energy of death and decay is designated to the cemetery, but in times of chaos, conflict, you'll find the energy of decay present in places that it's not supposed to. Mark the four corners of your land and its threshold with your lunar blood, and petition the earth mother to release the energy of death and decay to where it belongs. Your flower garden will flourish immensely when the very grounds is blessed to express the beauty of nature with your lunar blood. Not only does the menstrual blood heal broken tissue like deep cuts and infected wounds, the lunar blood also further heals barren land infected with toxic chemicals. The memories of growth contained within the blood reminds the almost lifeless soil what the soil is truly capable of. You have this great opportunity to make direct contact with the heart of the earth, to ask the earth to transmit wisdom of growth back into the plot of land that is barren. Men cannot see their own blood except through an act of violence, like through a cut, accident or conflict. But in order to take the power of blood, they have mistakenly resorted to acts of violence. But this is not the way to attain the power of blood. Only my warrior daughters were given this power by right to pour the red libation of life to enrich and enhance the natural world. But at some point in the consciousness of humanity had dropped disgracefully, where women with lower consciousness succumbed to the belief that their lunar blood was just a temporal inconvenience. Men, wanting the power of the goddess through the lunar blood at all cost, resorted to taking blood through violent means like hunting, through wars and conflicts, through animal sacrifices and rituals, which isn't the same as menstrual blood. Even the vibration of blood that runs through the veins of women isn't the same as the menstrual blood which is channeled through the womb. Yet men indulged in so much maiming and killing, all from the distorted view that power of blood can be obtained from violence. This only brings about more karmic debt, because the more you unnaturally spill blood onto the earth for reasons that only benefits just the individual and not the whole, a huge karmic debt is generated, and then karmically the individual or the community needs to repay the debt is owed. Why do you think most of the spiritually advanced societies in the indigenous world face extreme hardship and considerable lack of resources and poverty? Much of these issues stem from many generations of blood sacrifice indulgence, powered mostly by selfish motives. So a great deal of debt ought to be paid to rebalance the scales of justice to the natural world. The back of the neck as well as the soles of the feet is one of the safest ways power of the menstrual blood can directly be taken into the energy body of man. The divine codes and memory of the goddess will be absorbed through these specific points on a man's body to awaken wisdom buried deep within the DNA structure of the man to properly release divine power and strength. But the act of marking the man's body with blood can only be done by a spouse or a bonded relationship with a life partner where there is a deeper expression of love and respect. And this is done by the woman blessing you with her blood. You cannot demand it, neither can a man forcefully or through manipulations get this woman to do it, even when the woman is reluctant. This would lead to catastrophic results for the man. Remember, obsession for power is what will turn menstrual blood against a man. This is an extremely controversial issue, isn't it? My children, many schools of thoughts will argue otherwise, but this is the domain of the goddess, and you answer to no one but the Holy Mother. A woman in a bonded relationship with a man, and I repeat, bonded relationship, can bless her man through and through with her menstrual blood by sharing it through sex. This isn't a one-night stand, nor is it your so-called hookup or friends with benefits type of relationship. This is a bonded relationship under the oath of commitment or ritual of marriage, and the woman can only bless her man with it without a single hint of selfishness. By that I mean statements like, "You will love me alone," or "You will do as I say," will surely, seriously backfire on you, the woman, and will pay for it 100-fold several lifetimes after this life. The sharing of blood with your man is to be done to augment him spiritually. That is why she, the goddess, will willfully bless and speak directly into the soul of her man as he lays on top of her. Speak by staring directly into his eyes words of awakening, and should only be done a maximum of 2 times a year or every 6 months. Yet the power embedded within the menstrual blood taken through sex can only truly be decoded within the man in a state of meditation and stillness under the light of the full moon. Fire of spirit is vibrant red, and the purity of spirit is a vibrant white. The fire of spirit blazes within the menstrual blood of the woman, and the purity of spirit vibrates within the sperm of my warrior son. The sperm carries information like computer chips. All of your development from your primitive stages to your godhood, all the multiple realities of your multidimensional nature, all information about your divinity within your 12 helix DNA structure, every possible path you could take, every decision you could have made, every mistake, every regret, every feeling, every thought you can ever summon. It is your entire life story. And in this age of Aquarius, higher consciousness or spiritual advancement is judged by how strong the memory of the goddess is displaced within the heart of men. When the lunar blood and sperm are mixed in a ratio of 8:2 respectively, the forbidden fruit is formed, that which the gods forbade the Adamic race from consuming. Yet the goddess of earth, who rose with the tides of the ocean, knew the treacherous manipulation of the old gods. From the heavens down they came to earth. The goddess tried to assist man to put the forbidden fruit to the test, to see whether it was true or not that man was God. Truth is stranger than fiction, and it has for a long time been deemed unthinkable that most men would even touch a woman in her menstrual period, let alone drink her blood, let alone mix sperm with the menstrual blood to create the forbidden fruit of the gods, let alone drink the communion wine with the proverbial bread held within the secret initiation chambers of the Gnostic Church. The sperm being the body of Christ, and the menstrual blood from the Holy Grail, which is the womb, being the blood of Christ. This is one of the secret information the only begotten son of Venus taught his 12 soulmates. These are some of the things that made the disciples of Christ unusually very powerful, that the powers that be waged war on all of them. The mystery schools understood this divine mixture, open portals within their hearts and minds, portals that allow them to access the Godheads directly and spontaneously. True Christianity is the worship of the goddess, who is the serpent of light at the base of their spine. And it is this same goddess within that induces the blood flow within women within the lunar current. Another area that is stirred away from and looked upon with pity and inconvenience is the state of menopause. Women bleed for a reason, and the bleeding pauses also for a reason. This is how the goddess made it. Blood from the lunar cycles drips to enrich the earth and to replenish her. But when the bleeding pauses during menopause, the vibration of the menstrual blood is retained within the woman, and she keeps all of its power. At this stage, the woman is identified as an elder within your indigenous world. In the spiritual sense of the word, at this stage, all that is retained within the menstrual power is inside the woman during this menopausal stage. Her menopause can now be channeled to access past life instructions, historical information by the land and the tribe, clearer communication with the earth goddess and other entities. Healing practices can be brought forth, the handling and the creating of extremely powerful artifacts and ritual objects, and most importantly, becoming oracles of personal and collective transformation. Their newfound power can be channeled towards conflict resolution and initiating the younger women in the proper use of their menstrual blood. There is a complete misperception about menstrual blood as it is about menopause. None of these are curses, yet it seems to be so at every corner of your world. Menopause is a gift of natural initiation, and menopausal women haven't lost their menstrual blood at all. The blood is just retained in vibration, awaiting to be tapped into works of blessings and progress as elders of the land. The prostate of men is a seat of solar power, complementing the lunar power of the womb of women. Japanese culture do not experience prostate-related medical issues because they have culturally cultivated the reality of sitting on the ground. Even in their mansions and homes, they sit on the floor to ground their prostate and wombs. You see children globally sitting on the ground, playing while they fold up their legs, similar to a meditative position. Children unconsciously do these because it is healing, and all their energy bodies within them automatically self-correct when they sit in a meditative posture. Children of Earth, build a culture around this. Start from your homes and see where your mother, your earth, your home shall lead you all. Let Amen be the witness.